I, 41 male, have been separated from my stepson's, 24 male, mother since May. He couldn't rent a house that would accept his dog and I needed to rent something that had a larger driveway. I have been a father figure since he was 8 years old, and we get along really well. So we decided that starting in June, we would rent this large house together. His girlfriend, 23 female, also lives here. Every month I would need to tell them that the rent is due and what their amount is totaled with utilities. I would always pay the rent and they would reimburse me their portion a few days later. In December, his girlfriend paid most of what was due except for $280. She told me to get the rest from him. I sent him a reminder text and got no response. A few days later he went shopping and I said that the rent still wasn't paid and he responded with, "I had to buy Christmas presents." I had met a woman before that conversation ever happened and we thought that it would be alright if she stayed overnight. She is black and I'm white. She has a 5-month-old baby. At the last minute her babysitter backed out and I told her that she was still welcome to stay the night and I had the extra room for both of them. I have the whole upstairs to myself and my son and his girlfriend live in the in-law suite. The baby didn't adjust immediately to being here and woke up frequently, but my girlfriend did not let the baby scream. She has been staying overnight for 3 weekends now and the baby is adjusting and finally slept almost all night this past Saturday night. Now that rent is due again, I send a text with this month's rent, utilities and the $280 left from last month's. I get an instant response from him saying that he's not paying rent to listen to a baby scream. Then he also responded with that his girlfriend's parents don't think it's safe to live with a black person. My instant response was that he needs to move out if he's not paying rent and it turned into a heated argument. He then told his mother and she sent me a long unpleasant text and made me feel even worse. I have been kept up awake several nights because he invites his friends over twice a week and they are loud. Usually every Wednesday and either Friday or Saturday nights. I need to be up by 6 a.m. Monday to Friday and some Saturdays for work. I know that he doesn't want me to see this woman, but we instantly hit it off and we are great together. Do I choose this new relationship and try to move on with my life or should I choose him? I'm not sure what I should do at this point. My lease is over at the end of May, but I don't make enough to afford this house alone. They are not on the lease, only my name. If they refuse to leave and refuse to pay rent, what should I do? I was already wanting to not live with them anymore once the lease was over, I just didn't expect them to stop paying their half. TLDR, I live with my stepson and he doesn't like my new girlfriend and now he's refusing to pay his part of the rent. He's being an idiot and a racist. I would start looking up what you can do on the legal front, though it may be that you just have to suck it up until the lease is over and go into some debt. He's being entitled and you shouldn't give up your relationship because of him. He's 24, not a child, and you have a roommate, handshake type arrangement. The day your lease is up, move. Good luck. Tell him he has to be out by the end of the month. He can go leave with his mom or his girlfriend's parents. Don't let a racist live in your home any longer than legal necessary. Kick them out. They are not paying rent, they are racist, and you owe them nothing. Stepson and girlfriend are adults, they are taking advantage because you are seen as family. They need to learn how to be adults by renting from non-family members. Insulting your girlfriend is also disrespectful. Your ex is only looking out for her son. She doesn't care how it has affected you financially or your new girlfriend. Ask them to move out and start considering your options without them. Tell stepson you will catch up once both settle into new rental properties. Hopefully he realizes then how good he had it and apologize to you. I would start eviction process. Ask his girlfriend if she wants to be included in that. At least he won't be using up light and heat. You might even be able to get a short-term renter to cover. If you don't have paperwork, then it will be difficult to recover the money, so look into the legal side of that in case you want to pursue a small claims in court for debts. He is 24 and doesn't understand that you pay rent first, luxuries second, then he is done mooching and needs a lesson in life. It doesn't matter if he is stepson or son, children need to learn the reality and stop being entitled people and sometimes that takes tough love. He is also not respecting you. Most rental agreements and local ordinances say quiet time is after 11, so not only is he being an idiot, he could potentially have a bigger issue if he is affecting neighbors, etc. Your son doesn't have to pay rent, but you also don't have to let him stay with you while you alone pay combined utilities. It's no real loss to kick his girlfriend out. Typically, racist pieces of crap are exempt from sympathy of any kind. Talk to your landlord about breaking the lease and leave all your trash behind. Hard boundaries. He pays the rent or finds a new place to live. They don't have to be on the lease for you to evict them. Whatever rules are in your state should be readily available online. Whatever documents you give them, keep one copy for yourself as record. Usually you can legally escalate to changing the locks while they are gone, involving the police, selling their possessions to cover rent due, etc. Every state has different rules though, and God help you if you are in California. The amount of people that get stuck in this same situation being taken advantage of by friends and family makes me so sad. He is a full-on grown adult, and if he wants to be a racist POS, he should do it in his own home he's paying for. If he's subletting from you, give him a written 30 days notice and enforce it. This isn't really an issue of choosing the girlfriend over the stepson. That he's not paying rent is unsustainable, girlfriend or not. His excuses are BS, he's going to find more BS excuses, and he and his idiot racist girlfriend gotta go. As far as your girlfriend, pursue the relationship if you want, but dude, the whole situation makes me wonder what in the hell you're thinking. I don't know the details, but from what you've provided, the whole thing seems to demonstrate poor judgment and very short-term thinking. Don't let your stepson push you around. Give him the boot. If he doesn't pay rent, why does he have a place to live? If his mom feels you're being unfair, she's free to take them in. Talk to a lawyer and see what you need to do to legally protect yourself. Or, you could move out and find a new place. Leave it to them. Ask your landlord to put his name on the lease. Your tenant doesn't get to dictate who you date. Write up eviction papers and get them out. If you intend to get back together with your wife, then you should break up with your girlfriend and not waste her time. Have a talk with your stepson and ask him what his plans are. Does he plan to pay what he owes, or does he want an eviction on his record? Seriously, he's a grown adult, give them a written eviction notice. They need to go. If her parents and his mom are so concerned, they can take the deadbeat and his adult girlfriend in. If he was your biological son or a stranger, I'd tell you the same thing. On top of that, he's a racist and doesn't like kids, so needs to go. Do not give up a relationship that you are happy with for these two idiots. Next story. Me, 25 male, and my girlfriend, 24 female, have lived together for over a year and a half. When we moved in together, we both worked full-time and agreed that we would be splitting everything 50-50. After 6 months, my girlfriend had to move jobs and was making less money for 3 to 4 months. In this time I paid 75% of the rent and bills, which meant I could not save money and didn't have a lot of disposable income as I was not in a well-paying job. This was in the summer, then it went back to 50-50. I have recently got a slightly better paying job and my girlfriend is due to start a new job in February or March. This means her pay for the end of this month is going to be less and our landlord is also increasing our rent. My girlfriend has asked if I can cover the rent increase along with an extra £50 as she won't have much money for February. I told her I would look into it as I also have extra expenses for February. That mean I will have less money than normal. I asked her how much money she would have for the month after rent and bills, and she mentioned, after paying me 25% of the rent/bill money instead of the 50% and putting £50 to £100 in savings, that she would not have much at all. I pointed out that while it's annoying, she will just have to not save money for the month as bills come first. She pointed out that I save between £200 to £250 a month, but I explained that was different as that is after paying my outgoings, and that if I was short 1 month, I would save less instead of expecting someone else to cover my bills. She called me an AH for not being willing to help her. I would have been more considerate if she didn't even have enough to save anything and live on for the month, but the fact she's putting money away shows she can afford to pay the bills. I'm not really sure what to do or how to approach the situation. Does anyone have any advice? TLDR, my girlfriend wanted me to pay 75% of our rent and bills for a couple of months, and got annoyed when I suggested she not save money for them months and use that for rent instead, as bills have to come first, and she called me unreasonable. Does anyone have any advice? This is why I'm glad I live alone. Would the £50 to £100 she put away even be enough for the additional 25%? It doesn't sound like she'd have enough regardless. Either way, you are not responsible for her portion of her bills, but there also seems to be some incompatibility regarding your thoughts toward finances and your future that you should probably discuss before you sign any more leases. You guys need couples counseling. She wasn't honest about what she wanted in a partner, and is now trying to get over on you because she can definitely skip that month's savings to pay her part. Nope. Tell her no, and make this a deal breaker. You may think this isn't worth breaking up over, but you don't want a partner who is manipulative and immature and who uses you. Think about this, she wants to get ahead literally at your expense. Your relationship isn't gonna last because your girlfriend cares more about you saving an extra £250 than she does out being with you. You guys should be paying the same percentage of your income towards bills. One person might end up paying more towards the bills, the person who makes more, but then the bills are being split equitably, and you'll both end up with the same amount left over after the bills are paid. My wife brings home 12.5% more than I do. I pay our health insurance pre-tax, so she pays 12.5% more money towards bills.